In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my 3 favorite pricing strategies that will take your Amazon game to the next level. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so let's get straight into it. Amazon FBA pricing strategies. So first things first, I guess, let's just talk about why you should have a pricing strategy. So every single person that sells on Amazon should have one of these, whether it's a very basic one or whether it's a really advanced one. You should have a pricing strategy. And some of the main reasons why you should have a pricing strategy is, one, you can obviously make more money. If you're pricing competitively and you've got a strategy, you have the chance of making more money. Another reason is if you're starting out, you may want to scale your business really quick, and having a pricing strategy or a certain type of pricing strategy will obviously help you do that. Obviously, another one would be to improve your cash flow. So if you are scaling fast, you are making consistent sales, you will improve your cash flow, leaving you more money to invest in more products. And one of the main ones for me is you've got more control of your business. So you know where you stand with your products. You're not just running around pricing like a headless chicken, not knowing if you're making profit on a product or not. But all of these really just tie into each other and are just just a few of many good reasons to have a pricing strategy. So now we've got the basics out of the way, let's just go into what the requirements are to actually have a pricing strategy. So the first requirement that you're going to need when coming up with a pricing strategy plan is a minimum ROI or a minimum profit that you are willing to make on each product. So this could be 30%, it could be 40%, or it could be a number like £1 profit, £2 profit, but you need to set a minimum that you're willing to take. So the lowest you're willing to take on a product. The second is a max sell price. So I won't really go into this too much because all of the strategies are pretty much the same with this. You'll see in a second, I will explain. The second thing is the actual strategy. So how you want to price your products and how you want to reprice your products. So just some examples here. You could obviously match the lowest FBA price, or you could just match the buy box. You could undercut the buy box, even though I don't recommend doing that too often. But there are many different strategies that you can take when it comes to repricing. And then the other thing, which all of these are based on, and what determines what you make with these decisions, is how many days the product has been in stock. And all of the pricing strategies that I'm about to show will all be based around how long your product has been in stock. And then the final thing, which isn't a major thing that comes on a pricing strategy, is Amazon being on the listing can change the way that you reprice your products. So I always include that in the requirements when coming up with a pricing strategy. So let's move on to the first strategy, and this one I've called the flipper. I've made up all the names for these aren't official terms, but this one really is for people with low capital, and it's mainly really for the people that are trying to expand their business fast, which is where the flipper name come from. So it's people that are trying to get their products into Amazon and then get them out straight away as soon as possible to get that capital back to go again. So people looking to expand their business really fast, people that have a lot more time to ship more products. Because you're going to be flipping products a lot quicker, you're going to need to have the time to be able to send those products back in and keep that wheel turning. Another person that will suit is someone that's looking for a higher turnover and lower profits, one that likes to do more numbers and scale their business like that. And then the final person is for someone looking to increase their seller metrics fast. So if you're just starting out and you haven't got very good seller metrics, and you may be looking to get ungated in some products, and you just need to get those quick sales, get a bit of feedback into your account, then this strategy may be for you. So like I said earlier, when talking about the requirements of a pricing strategy, it was all based on how many days a product is in stock. So what we've got here, as you can see on the screen, we've got our strategy here for the first 90 days of that product being in stock. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to set a minimum ROI of the product, though the lowest price I'm going to take is going to be 20%. So this may seem a little bit low for some of you, but like I said, this is what I call the flipper strategy. This is where I can reprice and get it quite low in price, but I just want to make sales, make some profit, and just get that money back to spend more on other products. So the max sell price, I said I would touch on this. Basically, what's going to happen throughout all of the strategies, this is going to be very similar because it doesn't really matter too much how much your max sell price is, but you still need to be quite competitive. So what I do is I look at Keeper and Buybot Pro and I'll see what the highest price that product is ever sold for, because you don't want to price your products too high, because say if you've got an item where the max sell price is $19.99, it's only sold at $19.99 in the past. If you set that product to $39.99 using your common sense, a customer is probably not going to buy your product. So always just check the history in the Keeper chart just to see what the highest price that product has ever sold at, and that's what I would class as my max sell price. So for the strategy on this one, I'm going to be constantly matching the lowest FBA seller. You're probably thinking, how can I keep up on this? What I will do at the end is I'll show you some ways in which you can reprice your products really efficiently, but we'll keep that bit to the end, so make sure you stay tuned. And then if Amazon is on the listing, I'm going to be undercutting Amazon by 1 penny to see if I can nick that buy box from them, because most of the products Amazon will take the buy box unless there is someone cheaper. So the next time frame here is from 90 days in stock all the way through to 350 days in stock. And all I'm going to do here is just set the price of the products to break even. And people may look at this funny, but this is why it's called the flipper strategy. If your product, and you're trying to flip products really quickly to build up your capital, is in Amazon for more than 90 days, then your capital is being held up by Amazon. It would be so much more beneficial just to break even, or even maybe take a loss on that product to get your money back into your account so you can actually reinvest that profit or that money into a different product to actually potentially make you some more money. So what I normally do here is, like I said, if that product is not sold in 3 months, then I am not flipping products fast, in my opinion. So what I will be doing is looking to get that money back and liquidate those products so I can actually then use that capital to spend on more products. And then basically the reason why I haven't set that to 365 days before is because I want to leave myself 15 days to get my removal orders in, get those products out of Amazon if they haven't sold, because we all know about long-term storage fees and how they will just eat up your profits in that product. So make sure that you use that last 15 days to actually get your products out of Amazon and back to your house, and you can either then send them back into Amazon, you could merchant fulfill them, and there's plenty of other ways like liquidating them through eBay, car boot sales, and so on and so forth. So strategy number 2, and I just call this one the basic mix. I just come up with these names just as I was going, but this is basically the strategy that I use. Pretty much 90% of my Amazon business is based on this strategy here, and it's just for someone that's got a little bit more capital. At the start I was using more of strategy number 1, where I was trying to build up that capital, but now I've got a little bit more capital to play with. I'm more looking at using this strategy. So basically this strategy is someone for like what I call a mid-range capital. So you haven't just got maybe a couple £100, you may have got a couple £1,000 to do a bit of RA and OA in your bank or in your business account. So you're not short on money here. It's still for people looking to scale their business. You know, everyone should be looking to scale their business, but it's also for people looking for higher profits and a lower turnover. So I would be more happy to wait a little bit longer on a product, knowing that I would make a little bit more profit. It's also going to be really good for people that look to sell replenishable items, because the last thing you want to be doing when you're looking for replenishable items is crashing the product and crashing the price, because the reason why they're replenishable is because there'll be lower competitions and you can just keep reordering them, and they won't sell as fast replenishables, but you will make more profits on replenishable items. So basically just going with the same strategy, but this time, as you can see, it's a little bit different. We're going from 0 to 180 days in stock, and the minimum ROI that I'll be willing to take on any of these products is 30%. So you probably hear the word 30% bounced around the RA or OA scene a lot, people saying their minimum ROIs, and that is what it is for me. So any product that I source, the minimum ROI that I'm willing to take, especially in the first 180 days, so that's 6 months, it's going to be 30%. I'll happily wait longer than that if that's going to be the case. So like I said, with max sales price, again, it's going to be the highest price on the sales history charts. I'm not going to play around with that too much. With the strategy, it's going to be the same. It's going to be matching the lowest FBA seller. However, if that price goes below that minimum ROI of 30%, then I'm going to stop matching that seller. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to wait until that price comes back up. I'll probably reset my price back to what I had before, and I'm just going to wait for that product to come back up into that 30% range before I think about repricing and trying to be competitive again. And then once again, with Amazon on the listing, I'm going to be undercutting Amazon by a penny. So things really get interesting when I start talking about the amount of days in stock here. So with this strategy, I go from 6 to 9 months. So it's 180 days to 270 days in stock. And I'm not going to jump the gun this time and try and break even. I'm just going to reduce the ROI to 15% here in terms of the minimum ROI I'm willing to take. And I know that if I sell a product at 15% ROI, I've at least covered the storage fees that it would have taken over maybe months 4, 5, 6, and 7. Just so I know that I'm not losing any money on these products. But like I say, I'm still not desperate to get these products out of the door. So max sales price, once again, not going to go into that. And the strategy is going to stay exactly the same. We're always going to be matching the lowest FBA seller. Never, ever beat the lowest FBA seller, because for all you know, another person could have exactly the same strategy as you, and then what would happen is you would constantly race to the bottom and just completely crash all the profit out of a listing when it's not necessary to do that. Once again, if Amazon is on the listing though, I'm more than happy to undercut Amazon by a penny to see if I can win that buy box. And then from 270 days in stock to 350 days in stock, I'm going to be setting that price to break even. That's at the time where I just want to get rid of that product again, get it out and just get my money back so I can go again. And then once again, once I get to that 355 day or 350 day mark, that's when I'm going to be looking at creating those removal orders, getting those products shipped back to me so I can liquidate it through my other streams. So that's the first two strategies. I did go through them quite quickly, but they are very basic. You just need a couple of basic rules that you can stick by, and that's all you need for a pricing strategy. I'm going to go on to the third strategy now, which I have called playing the long game, or play the long game. And the way I got this strategy was actually from a live a couple of weeks ago when I was talking to Andy from Wholesale Help, and he spoke to me about his selling strategy and about how he doesn't really care about selling his product straight away. He more cares about more profits and actually just being a little bit more tactical when he's sourcing his products, and if he has the space, only sending a couple of products into Amazon at a time so he doesn't have to get tied up with storage fees. So this is what I call playing the long game, and it's a very much long-term based strategy. And basically who it's for is people with higher capitals, so they've got more capital to sit on, they can spread their risk across multiple products. It's for people that are obviously looking for lower turnover, like I said, and higher profits, selling less units with a higher selling price maybe, and then obviously people with less time to ship products into fulfillment centers. And like I said just before there, it's also suitable for people that actually have storage at home or in their office where they can store products that they can drip feed into Amazon. So basically the way that this pricing strategy is going to play out is the first 180 days in stock, you're literally going to have no rules or repricing. You're going to set your buy price at the price you like, and you will just wait for that product to sell. So if you find a product at $9.99 and all of a sudden the next day the price drops to $8.99, you are not matching that price. You are going to be waiting for those sellers to sell out. And yes, I know this is why it's called playing the long game. It may take a little while to do that because everyone may follow suit, but you will end up making that sale eventually, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the line. But that's what you're going to do. You're going to set your buy price and you are just going to wait. So like I said before, you're going to need to be thinking about storage fees with this strategy because your products are going to be staying in Amazon for longer. So there's no point sending a bulk ton of products into Amazon if you think they're going to be selling a lot slower if you're not matching the competitive price. So you're going to need to be thinking about more drip feeding your items rather than sending in larger quantities. So then moving on to the 180 day to 270 days in stock mark, this is when I actually start turning on my repricer and turning on my rules and actually start trying to be competitive when it comes to pricing this product. So like I said here, I've set my minimum ROI to 15%. Obviously with the same of all the other stuff, and obviously the strategy has been matching the lowest FBA sellers. So I'm looking to actually make the sales now, make a little bit of profit on there and get my money back so I can go again. And then once we get to that 270 day mark to 350 days, I just want to be setting that price to break even. Just accept that the product is not selling very well, get that product sold at a liquidated price. Hopefully you can break even on it and just get that money back to reinvest in more stock. And then once again, when it gets to that 355 day or 350 day, I said it again, 350 day mark, you want to be creating your removal orders. Get them products back because you don't want to get caught out by those long-term storage fees because they are absolutely ruthless. So you're probably thinking, how on earth do I even find out how many days my product is in stock? How do I price constantly match the lowest FBA seller? How do I work out the minimum ROI? It's actually much more easier than you think. So what I'm going to do is take you through all of the different ways in which you can do this. And let's start off with the finding out the inventory age, and it's just ever so simple. All you need to do is go into Seller Central Desktop, go to inventory age, and there it is. That'll have all of the products. It will have 0 to 90, 180 to 270, and so on and so forth. And what I normally do is I check this 1 to 2 times a month just to make sure I don't get caught out on that 350 day mark to 365 day mark there. So make sure you check this 1 to 2 times a month and then just update your pricing strategies accordingly. So the two ways in which you can reprice your product. So there is firstly the manual way. So obviously this is going to be completely free. You're going to be in full control. However, it does take a long time and it is much harder to keep on top of. The second way, which is a way I wish I was doing from the start, and that is to use a repricing tool. So this is a paid piece of software and it's completely automated. You enter your rules and go away with it, so you can almost take out the blocks that I was presenting earlier on, set those on the reprice and just leave it and it will just do its thing. All you need to do is just check on it from time to time. Like I said there, you've got multiple repricing rules that you can choose from. You could do match lowest FBA, match Amazon, beat Amazon. There's some custom methods and automations that you can do as well. It's just really customizable, and the chances are you will win the buy box a lot more often using this tool because of how on top of the game you will be. So what tool do I use? I guess is the question on everyone's mind. If you've been following me on Instagram, you'll probably realize that I'm a big fan of Profit Protector Pro. I've been using Profit Protector Pro for about the last 3 months now, and it's the first ever repricer I have used. And like I said, when I first started using it, oh my God, why haven't I used this from the start? But I'm not going to go too much into Profit Protector Pro. I will leave a link in the description if you were interested and just wanted to check it out. But I will have a full review coming out on Profit Protector Pro, hopefully in the next coming weeks. But that is the tool that I use, and basically all you do with your products is you put your minimum ROIs in, which it will work out for you, your max sell price, and then your rule, and then you just let it go and it will just do its thing. So really good tool there, highly recommend it. Like I said, links in the description if you were interested. But that is basically it, guys, for the video. They are the free strategies. That's the way you can reprice, how you can find out your days in stock, etc. Couple of useful links for you. If you wanted to get the slides that I've just presented here, I will leave a link in the description for you to head over and get that. You'll just need to drop me your email address so I can send the presentation to you. And then if you wanted to, I do have a free Facebook group called the Amazon Reseller Network, link also in the description, where we've just got a really good network of people in there all selling on Amazon at all different skill levels. So if you had any questions regarding pricing or anything to do with Amazon, then make sure you join that and ask away in there, because there's some really helpful people in that group. So that's going to do it there for the video today, guys. Obviously, if you did like the video and it gave you some value, please hit the like button below, leave me a comment, and obviously if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then I would highly appreciate it if you drop me a subscribe below also. I shall catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Cheers.